Welcome back to the channel, team. It's great having you join me again. Today, we are looking at the offense that you can run against a 3-2 zone. Whenever we're playing against a zone defense, there needs to be some automatic motions from the offense that will give the defense a ton of headache. Let's check those out. Because defense is in a zone, screening, in my opinion, isn't super effective. There's times where you can maybe run a screen just to open up a free shooter, but against the zone, there's a few things that are really important. One is ball movement. 2 is making sure you have those weak side cutters. 3 is making sure that you isolate and seal off the high post or low post so that you can get high percentage shots. So let's take a look at the first one. All right, so the first thing we want to do against the zone is make sure that you have really good ball movement. Okay, you want to swing the ball. Swinging the ball is when the ball is moving fast around the perimeter, making the defense move and get them out of position. The minute the ball stops against the zone defense, the defense can recover, they can pick up and find their checks in their zone, and they shut down any plan you might have to try to score on them. Another really effective thing to do against a 3-2 zone is making sure that this high post player or low post player is sealing off, kind of posting up their guy in their area so that they're open for a pass. Here we got Jokic, gives a nice easy pass where LeBron can hit him in the high post, and Jokic, or any player catching the ball in the high post, knows that it's a dangerous spot to play from. The defense wants to keep the ball out of there, and the minute you get the ball to that high post in the middle of the floor, half the battle's already lost. And lastly, against a 3-2 zone, you want to make sure that you have cutting weak side players. Here, Jokic still has the ball, which might be forcing Zion to come up high, which now puts Bird in a really unique predicament. Okay, and that is who's cutting. And if the cut, who is Bird going to guard? If Joel cuts and Bird doesn't see him, he's wide open for a layup from a pass from the high post. If Joel cuts and Bird sinks down and covers him, now Ja is open for a pass where he can take a shot or head in for the layup. So weak side cutters are super important and very effective against a 3-2 zone. Lastly, against a 3-2 zone, we need to acknowledge that the baseline is pretty exposed. It's not as exposed as, say, in a 1-3-1 zone that you might be facing or playing against at time to time, but the baseline is still quite exposed. Here, if Iverson isn't able to make that rotation from the free throw line extended because he was just guarding the ball here against a deadly shooter, that's going to force a post player to come out and play defense on a perimeter player. What do we know about the difference between a post player and a perimeter player? Well, the perimeter player is going to be pretty quick laterally, and they can get around this defender in their zone as they look to attack baseline. Once again, that causes a ton of headaches. As the player drives baseline, this forces the help defender to step up, which allows either somebody to cut from the high post that's wide open or from the adjacent baseline where they are also wide open for an easy bucket. Now, if the defenders crash and cover both of them, okay, then the dribbler needs to stay in control, bring the ball back out, and look to swing the ball once again. So there you have it. There's a simple way to beat a 3-2 zone. We'll be talking more about maybe specific plays against the zone, but remember, ball movement, weak side cutters, isolating in the high post, and attacking baseline. If you can do those and practice those well as a team, you'll be able to dissect any zone defense, especially a 3-2.